First, I want to thank Mbadi for bringing out some of the issues. Like he talked about selling some assets. Kenya Pipeline Corporation. The pipeline is underground from Mombasa through here. Even if you sell it, where is somebody taking it to? It remains very much an asset of Kenya. It is just there on the ground. So somebody want to buy it, buy it. That is what Margaret Thatcher told Britons when the Arabs were coming with petrodollars to buy historical buildings in the UK. She said, even if they buy Buckingham Palace, where are they going to take it? It remains here. Your asset. It's an idle asset. Sell it so that we get money instead of going to borrow. Make money to invest instead of going to borrow here. I want to sell the shares of Safaricom. Why not? Why don't you sell the shares of Safaricom? It just remains here in the country.
Now, the greatest enabler and beneficiary of corruption is this incoherent, senile, old geezer, the welder from Opoda, who has a certificate from Leverkusen in Germany. This man benefits from corruption heavily but indirectly. This is a man who stands for nothing. This is a man who will attach a price to everything he does. Quid pro quo. Scratch my back, I scratch your back. And I fail to understand, for the last 50 years, how this man has been masquerading as a liberator, as a freedom fighter, as a Democrat, and people have been falling for him. Yet we all know this man is nothing short of a political conman, a political broker, a political merchant, a political flower girl, a political concubine, a political harlot, and most of all, a snake oil salesman. And when you see this man failing to be the president, it's not by default, it's by design. And also, as Kenyans, we should thank God that this man has never and will never see the inside of State House as a president. Because believe me or not, we have dodged a serious bullet. If you think Kasongo's presidency is worse, then you are yet to see the worst. A Kandabondoman presidency would have been the worst. I'm telling you, the worst. This man is a dictator and is ruthless. Just look at how he runs ODM with an iron fist. He's the judge, the jury, and the executioner. Now, look at him supporting budgeted corruption. He's telling us over here that he sees no problem in Kenya Pipeline being privatized. Let's talk about Kenya Pipeline. And we've talked about it in a previous video, but you can continue fine-tuning it. This is a strategic asset. This is a national asset. And this is an asset that deals with energy. And we all know energy is the backbone and the cog that keeps any economy moving. And such assets should be owned 100% by government. They should not be left in the hands of the private sector or a private individual. And there are reasons to that. The core function of Kenya Petroleum is just two: logistics and storage. They are tasked with storing oil, the fuel, and distributing it within the country to major towns like Kisumu, Mombasa, all those areas, Nairobi, blah, blah, blah. Now, the last time I checked, KPC has been enjoying a monopoly, meaning it has no competition. So meaning it's maximizing on profits. The last time I checked, it was making profits to the tunes of billions, and it has been on an upward trajectory. There's no part it has stagnated. It's always been going up. Now, tell me why you want to privatize a state asset that is making for the government money. Why? They want to sell it so that they themselves can buy it. And these people have come to the realization that one term is inevitable. It is imminent. But they still want to remain relevant after politics. And one thing you have to understand, power goes hand in hand with wealth. Wealth goes hand in hand with power. You cannot have power without wealth, and you cannot have wealth without power. Now, in the event the one term comes into fruition, what happens? And they have already sold KPC to a private entity. And it's these politicals who are pushing for it to be sold. Kina Kasongo and their cronies, Opodaman and his cronies are the people who will buy them through proxies. So what happens when these people buy this thing? These people will have a seat at the table with the movers and shakers of politics, because they are controlling the energy. And energy is lucrative. Energy dictates how the economy moves and runs. These are people who will be creating artificial, shortages. And we all know when supply is low and demand is high, the prices go high. So we'll be at the mercy of these people. You may think they have left politics, but they're the ones who are calling the shots behind the scenes. KPC should not be privatized. There are many things they can put their hands on. Like number one, there's Kenya Airways. Kenya Airways has been a loss-making entity. It has been hemorrhaging profusely taxpayers' money. We keep on pumping money to KQ and we see nothing but losses, 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 losses. That is the one they should start with. Government is the biggest shareholder. Let them relinquish their shares. Sell it to a performing airline like Ethiopian Airlines. Give it to Emirates or Qatar. As a country, I don't think we have any issue. We can do very well without a national carrier. It's not cast in stone or in law that we must have a national carrier. No. If it's not performing, do away with it. But we cannot keep on pumping money into Kenya Airways and then we want to go privatize KPC that is making profits. And then this one that is making losses, instead of privatizing it, you keep on pumping money, pumping money, pumping money. It doesn't make sense. Leave KPC, privatize KQ. Simple and clear. There are other sectors that are making losses that can be sold away. That's the purpose of privatization. Look at Safaricom also now. They want to put their tentacles there. And the thing even with KPC, it will be done in a shrouded manner, in mystery. It will be murky. It will be sold way below its market value. But on paper, they'll write they sold it at this. But behind the scenes, we all know it will be sold way below its market value, which is very unfortunate. Even Safaricom, they'll sell those shares to themselves cheaply. And we all know Safaricom is one of the blue chip companies in Kenya, one of the biggest taxpayers in Kenya, one of the best performing companies in Kenya. So they'll be making money. It's very unfortunate how these people want to do these things. They just want to eat left, right, and center. Then look at him talking about Adani. He's defending Adani. Mr. Opodaman, get this. JKIA is a gateway. It's a nerve center when it comes to air transportation. We have no problem with it being expanded to increase its efficiency, its efficacy, and its capacity. However, do the expansion through the proper channels. Follow the law. Just don't wake up one morning and handpick somebody or cherry pick somebody and then come and tell us he's expanding the airport. Why him? We all know government floats a tender. Everybody can apply. They pick out the 3 best, and out of the 3 they'll settle on one. Definitely one who offers the cheapest price, and also another one who has a track record, and just not any track record, an immaculate track record and an impeccable track record in doing such work. We have a transport committee in parliament. They can fly to those countries where these people have done these works and benchmark and see. And that's now where parliament is playing oversight. But you just don't pick up and tell us at Adani. Somebody who the FBI have flagged as corrupt, go to India. They have benefited through corruption. Then you want him to come and then you're telling us at we messed because we didn't take Adani. There are many people who can renovate airports. It doesn't need to be Adani. And we are not against JKA being upgraded. Let it be upgraded. But use the proper channels. Don't come and tell us here at Adani. Who is Adani? We all know you want Adani so you can get your kickbacks. Because you know taxpayers will foot the bill. As we foot the bill, you'll be running, smiling all the way to the bank to get your kickback. You cannot teach an old dog new tricks, Mr. Kandabondo man. You have impoverished Nyanza. You've allowed all sugar factories there to be privatized. Instead of even selling them to the farmers there or allowing them to own shares, you've sold them. So you can keep your people poor. We know you. And thank God you'll never be, and you won't be president again. We are happy about that. But you are an enabler of corruption and malfeasance. Then you purport here you fought for our rights, ukombozi watatu, sijui liberator, sijui tialala. Kwenda huko.